Once famous for their golden wheat fields and forests rich in game, known as the Iskander Wilds, were once the property of House Vastal, a minor house loyal to House Iskand, the region without mercy, and wiped out the entire board. The lands fell into anarchy, were left deserted. Nowadays, they are as beautiful as they are dangerous.
Got it.
Sure.
Good news. I have the medicine and some other herbs.
You do? Show me. Mint. Sheercap. Grunt root. Impressive. Whoever gave you this must have felt quite generous.
It was an old friend.
Really? Well, you seem to be having friends everywhere. You know, I knew someone very similar to you once. No matter where he went, he always ended up in the eye of the storm.
When was that?
Long time ago. Back when I still believed in the crown and all this talk of fighting for the greater good. But I don't want to bore you with my stories. Let me get these nettles prepared. Ralph has been... Wait. What's that?
What?
There's a piece of paper in here. Parchment. Wait, let me see. Say, is Bertrand by any chance the name of your old friend?
Yes.
Seems that he wants to see you to discuss something important. Alone. That's interesting.
What do you suggest we do?
Go there.
Are you sure?
Yes. My gut tells me this might be the Harbinger's doing. And he is who you're working for after all, isn't he?
He is.
Good. Then we have nothing to fear and a lot to gain. We can use all the support we can get. You should go at once.
Zarek guides me. Good move.
All right, here goes nothing. Sounds like a plan.
All right, why not?
Fine.
Will do.
Listen, you have to leave as soon as possible. I'm here because the Harbinger sent me to assist you, and he overheard a conversation between Angar and General Noria.
Lekain sent you? Why didn't you tell me?
Because he doesn't want anyone to know, even his own priests. And he didn't tell me it was you. Blazes, if I would have known.
Why should I leave? You're not making any sense, Bertrand.
Because this was a trap. Sentenza, he knows you and these villagers are on your way to Everlight, and this is where he plans his ambush. Please, you...
Look at that. I suspected Lekain was working hand in glove with you, but Angar wouldn't believe me.
Man, here's light.
In the name of Queen Aelith, you are hereby arrested for escaping judgment and betrayal of the crown. And you, Carpal, will come with us. Lekain might get himself out of this, but you won't.
But... shut up.
What if we refuse?
Then I'll first kill you, and then your beloved Iskander villagers. Believe me, if it weren't for the Lord Marshal, we wouldn't be having this conversation to begin with. Move.
Those people back in Leonon. Would you have really done it? Kill them?
I did what was necessary.
So you still think the bloodburn is just a plague? Tiara's breath. How can you be so blind? Look, I am working for Lekain, and we're looking for a cure. If you just...
Tahar, don't.
It's him! For Iskander!
Defend the prisoners! Cover our flanks! Blazes! Retreat!
Blazes, he got away.
Thank you for saving us.
You? This was about the general, for heck's sake. But no, that piece of shit just fled like a fucking coward. Look, no offense, but we've been waiting for a chance like this for months. And now this bastard is gone. Probably preparing a retaliatory strike. If you are so adamant on expressing your gratitude, talk to Commander Theon. And ask him if he has any use for you in the battle. Because there will be one. You can trust me on that.
I see. So what by Tiara just happened?
The Loyalists. They must have noticed Noria's troops, prepared an ambush.
An ambush on an ambush. That wasn't expected.
But what now? If Sentenza manages to reach the Nortanda camp at the fortress and assumes command...
We're screwed.
Then you should do as the Loyalists said and speak to their commander as soon as possible. They're the only ones who can protect you and your caravan now.
Do you really think he would attack the caravan? Kill these villagers?
He's done it before, hasn't he?
What about you? Do you think he'll come after you too?
He wouldn't dare. The Harbinger is a powerful man, and slaughtering his priest is something that even Noria couldn't get away with. So no, I don't think he will.
All right. So what's the plan?
Let me go back to the Loyalists first. Their commander knows me. You should tend these wounds of yours and then come after me.
Fair enough. Be careful, Bertrand.
And you?
Something you need?
Zarek guides me.
Understood.
That way?
Oh, there you are. Commander, these are the ones I've been telling you about.
You? Interesting. Glad you're on our side. Any enemy of General Noria is a friend of mine. Tell me, why you? What did you do to make General Noria come all the way from Greykeep just to set you a trap?
I'm a former corporal and disobeyed his command.
Is that so? I see. Well, our esteemed Purity friend here already told us that Noria has probably assumed command of the old fortress, which means this is our chance to end it, once and for all.
Does that mean you will help us out?
Yes, if you help us. Karpel already told me about your situation. The caravan, the villagers from Farlon, the route to Everlight. And he also told me you were a corporal once, a very capable one. So here's my offer. You know General Noria better than any of us do. So I want you to help me put together a strategy. This chance is all we're getting. In return, I'll order my men to protect your caravan while they cross over to the Everlight border and ensure them safe passage.
Sounds fair. Who will notify the caravan?
I'll send a scout at once. They'll be ready to move out.
I'll try to get as many refugees as possible to safety in the meantime. Even if Sentenza doesn't target them directly, they could accidentally end up in the line of fire.
Got it.
Aenir's blessing.
Men, you've heard it. Get to work.
Sure.
You read my mind.
So much to do. All right, then, let's get to it.
Fair enough. Let's do this.
You'll regret this. Just do what you want. I'll stay here.
You'll have to wait. Get ready.
I'll keep you shielded.
Here we go.
Danger up ahead!
We got them! Now, where is Sentenza?
Not here. He must have escaped.
Then we need to go after him.
How? We have no idea where he went, and the caravan still needs us.
Blazes. All right. Next time.
This'll be a masterpiece.
The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders.
Yes?
You got it.
Interesting.
Sure.
Corporal?
Good move.
Mm-hmm.
Blasted armor.
Understood. Got it.
Sure. 5.
Sure.
Clara, good news. We were able to take out the entire fortress.
What? That's incredible. What about the Blood Wolf? Did you get him too?
Not this time. But the route is safe now. That's what matters. You can move.
Good. Good. All right then. Everyone, we're moving. As we've discussed, do not stray from the caravan. Watch each other's backs.
That way?
Will do.
Zarek guides me.
That's the way? This way, right?
Good move.
Yes! Yes! We've done it! Dear, I don't know how to thank you. Without you, we never would have made this.
Just stay safe. Will I meet you in Everlight? I still need those allies you promised me.
Yes, and you'll get them. Just meet me in the Tiara's Grace District once you get there and we'll talk. Keep moving, everyone! We're crossing the border!
Well, I have to say this was nothing short of incredible. Are you sure you don't want to stay and fight with us? For now, those queen lovers might be gone, but they'll be back.
I'm afraid I can't.
Well, I could have guessed. Anyway, I need to get back to my men. Farewell, stranger. You just made Iskander a little brighter.
Sounds like a plan.
Time to go, Mr. Architect.
You can call me John.
I think I'll stick with Architect for now.
Fine. Will I have the honor of knowing your name?
Just call me Tahar.
You're a weird one, Tahar, aren't you?
You have no idea.
Sure.
Of the few refugees who make it to Everlight, many are shocked to find that their troubles do, though its neutrality as a city-state left it largely unscathed during the Mage Wars. It has its own mountain of problems to struggle with. The biggest ones being the ever-growing gap between the rich and the poor, an uncontrollable rise in crime, and the purity...
Well then, off to the Mud District. Let's hope Watley's still there.
And still alive.
Yes? That's the way? Alright, why not?
Looking for potions and scrolls? I'm sure I have just what you need. Come again. May Tiara bless your path.
You got it.
Let's see.
There you are. I was wondering when you'd show up.
I came as fast as I could. Where are the villagers?
In a safe place. Not the most beautiful part of this city, but it'll do, for now. Ah, and I sent Ralph to an apothecary. Despite the fire nettle, his cramps have gotten worse.
I see. How was the rest of the journey?
Well, since you made short work of the General's army, it was almost relaxing. Thanks again. I'm not the most pious of persons, but that the Harbinger sent you, of all people, was a true blessing. And I still can't believe we didn't lose a single soul on that journey. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. Speaking of it, hang on a moment. Here. I think you should have that. As a token of gratitude. Either way, that's not why you're here, right? You kept your promise, and I'll keep mine.
Allies? Does that mean you'll introduce me to those friends of yours?
Yes. In fact, I've already told him about you. His name is Falen Argol, the mayor of this city.
You're friends with Everlight's mayor?
Well, friends is a big word. Let's just say that he still owed me a favor.
Will he meet with me?
Yes, just go to his house and tell the guard that you're sent by Clara Farlon. She'll let you in. So, I guess this is where we part ways, isn't it? It was a pleasure, Tahar. Thank you for everything.
Likewise. What will you and your people do now?
Play it by ear, I suppose. That's what I've always been good at.
Tahar. This dream you've told me about on our way from Baga Gor to Mullandir. The one you've been having since your childhood. I've been thinking about it.
Have you?
Yes. These strange human-like puppets you see in it. They might be a way of your mind telling you that there's an aspect about your flesh, your body, that you haven't come to understand yet.
Where did you get that?
Well, dreams play a big role in Orcish shamanism. And unlike what you think, an Orcish mind isn't that different from a human one. But then again, dreams are enigmatic. That might be wrong.
Sure.
Yes? Want to trade? Good choice.
Understood.
State your business.
Clara Farlon sent me.
Huh. The description fits. Fine, go on in. Argyle is waiting for you.
Now would you look at that?
As a free city, Everlight's leadership is not chosen by the right of blood, but
Huh?
Well, well, if it isn't the notorious betrayer's child. I always wondered what you looked like. I had something different in mind. I'm Fallon Argyle, Mayor of Everlight. Pleased to make your acquaintance. But let us cut to the chase, shall we? Clara has told me you're looking for an ally. One that can help you put an end to the bloodburn.
What else did she tell you?
Not much I didn't already know. Who you are, and your involvement in the Mage Wars. And before you say any more, I don't want to know.
You don't?
No. The less I know, the less dangerous our cooperation is for me. Also, I fully trust Clara's judgment. If she thinks you're worthy of our support, then so do I.
For a simple village mayor, Clara has a lot of friends in high places.
Simple village mayor. Is that who she is now? Amusing.
Well, who is she?
Someone who was once very powerful but decided to quit. That's all I can tell you without her consent.
So, can you help us?
I believe I can. Let me introduce you to the Wayfarers. Come on in. Tahar, this is Rowan, leader of the Wayfarers, one of the most able mercenary groups on EO.
Rohan?
Tahar. Tiara's breath.
I take it you were acquainted already?
This man used to be my father's right hand during the Mage Wars. He was the one who told him of my plans to leave the rebels.
Interesting.
Don't act so surprised, Argyle. You knew of my past. And you also know that I'm the only reason this war is over.
If I hadn't told the Crown of Asamo's attack on the keep, he would have won. So yes, Tahar, you're right. I told Asamo about your betrayal. But ever since then, I've tried to repent.
That doesn't bring Zane or Helena back to life.
Look, you're angry. And after what I did, you have all the right to be. But this is not the time for discussion. You need an ally, and we're all you're going to get. So, please,
let us just put this behind us, even if it's just for now. Let the Wayfarers help you.
Who in the blazes are the Wayfarers?
Mercenaries, as Argal said. I founded them right after the war.
Mercenaries?
Yes. But that's just how we pay for our shelter and our food. Most of the time, the Wayfarers are helping people. Refugees, farmers, homeless. We're protecting those who the Crown has forgotten.
Very poetic. And how do I know you're telling the truth?
He is.
Thanks. Look, Tahar, I know I messed up. I served a monster for over 6 years of my life. But I regret it. And I'm trying to make amends.
So you warned the Royal Army of the attack?
Yes. It took me some time to realize how rotten our movement had become. But when I did, I acted. Just like you.
But please, I can tell you all about this, but not now, not here.
So, this army of yours, what can you offer?
Knowledge, tactics, swords. Whatever it is you and the Harbinger need to end the Bloodburn, we'll help you.
I can't afford an army of mercenaries. I'd have to ask the Purity for support first.
You don't. I will cover all the expenses.
You? Why?
As I said, I owe Clara. Also, it's not as if my wealth and my power protect me from the Bloodburn, do they? Clara has a lot of faith in you, and even though I'm skeptical about the Purity's involvement in your mission, I trust Clara's judgment.
Fine, but we'll have a lot to talk about, Rohan.
Yes, I know.
Well, that's settled then. But as much as I appreciate your presence, I would like you, Rowan, to hear, and your soldiers, to leave this city as soon as possible. An army this size of the Wayfarers will draw the Royal Army's attention sooner or later. And that's something neither of us want to happen.
You're right. Goodbye then, Argal, and thank you for your help.
It has been my pleasure.
Of the few refugees who make it to Everlight, many are shocked to find that they're Though its neutrality as a city-state left it largely unscathed during the Mage Wars, the city has its own mountain of problems.
Well then, off to the Mud District. Let's hope Watley's still there.
And still alive.
Interesting.
As a free city, Everlight's leadership is not chosen by...
Yes?
If it isn't the Pariah, I didn't expect you back so soon. What do you need?
I'm here because I came across a victim of the Bloodburn. One of the farmers in the outskirts seems to exhibit symptoms of late-stage Bloodburn. I think it's best if your men look into that.
Bloodburn. I see. Thank you for reporting this to me. Learning more about this blasted disease is a difficult task. If more people were so quick to report the cases, we'd surely know more about it by now. Here's a small token of gratitude for your diligence. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good move.
Let's see.
Of the few refugees who make it to Everlight, many are shocked to find that they're though its neutrality as a city-state left it largely unscathed during the Mage Wars. The city has its...
Well then, off to the Mud District. Let's hope Watley's still there.
And still alive.
Yes, yes, come closer. I'm sure I have just what you need. You know how to bargain, don't you?
Yes, yes, come closer. Pleasure I have just what you need. Come again.
That way?
I'm getting new wares by the next moon's turn.
You got it.
Now would you look at that?
Armors and shields. Everything from copper daggers to moon silver swords. Pleasure doing business with you. Come again. I'm getting new wares by the next moon's turn.
Tiara's breath. You haven't promised too much to Har. This place is incredible.
Just wait until you see it in action.
Just don't forget, we're here for a purpose.
I won't. I'll go talk to Flynn now. We need to find a good place to set up camp. And, if you want to talk, you know, about the past, then feel free to come by.
Well, well, Corporal, you didn't exaggerate. This place is beautiful. Thanks again for giving me this chance. So, let's talk about why you brought me here. I have spoken to some of your commanders, and I think my knowledge can help you. I will need some coin to cover the materials, but it will be affordable. Just let me know if you need anything. Yes? Yes?
Let me take a look at your designs.
Of course. Take all the time you need.
What can I do for you today?
I want to equip the Wayfarers.
I had hoped as much. What do you need?
The best wares from Kalea to Northander. A fair offer.
Let's see.
Yes, yes?
Let me take a look at your designs.
Of course. Take all the time you need.
Might spark your interest. Farewell.
Got it. Yes.
Ah, Tahar.
Seems your men have made themselves comfortable.
Yeah, they have. There was a small disagreement between Flynn and the orcs, but we settled that, so it's all good now. But I'm guessing that's not what you came here for. You want to talk, right? About what I did 8 years ago?
Why did you do it? Why did you tell my father about my plan?
Well, what do you want me to say? I did it because back then I still believed in your father's vision. What you, Zane, and Helena were going to do, it just seemed, I don't know, wrong. But that doesn't mean it was an easy decision. Also, I didn't think he'd execute you. Probably naive, I know, but it's the truth. You see, I joined Asamo because there was truth in his words. The masks, the pikes, all that hatred against us defilers that the purity of light is spreading now. It was all already there. The people always feared us, simply because we were different. Because we are better than they. Your father, he knew something like that would happen eventually. So he stood up and tried to stop it before it was too late. At least that's what he said. And to be honest, I still don't know if he only lost that vision, or had never had it to begin with.
I can't believe you're saying this. The reason the people hate us mages now is because of what my father did. He confirmed their fears for them by starting this goddamn war.
Oh, really? And what about all that shit that happened beforehand? The witch burnings, mages driven out of the cities, gifted children abandoned by their mothers.
Did you just say because we were better?
Yes, better. How else should I say it? We cast fire from our hands, heal wounds with a mere thought, so how would you call it? I call it superior. And the ungifted know it as well as we do. But does that mean that we want to kill them? No. We're not animals, we're people, just like they are. Only that we are the lions and they are the cats. We didn't choose to be that way, but it's what nature chose for us.
I don't know. But to me, it sounds like you're still trying to justify what you did in that war.
That's where you're wrong. It's not all black and white, Tahar. And you of all people should know that. I know I made mistakes. And I've spent the past 7 years making amends. What else do you think the Wayfarers are for? Why else would I have left? And look, I do not expect you to forgive me. I don't even know if I could do it if I were in your position.
I remember that back in the rebellion, ancient relics such as the Godstones were your speciality. Is there anything interesting you could tell me about them?
Interesting? That depends on what you mean by that. I mean, it goes without saying that what this rune allows us to do is beyond fascinating. Apart from that, I could only tell you the things you already know. How both the Hibernians and Shapers worshipped them and harnessed their magic. But that's about it.
So, regarding the Wayfarers, you said that you founded them to make amends. Is that true? And if yes, how did you found them?
Yes, otherwise I wouldn't have said it.
As to how I formed them, it's a long story. And maybe one we should save for later.
I want to talk about my father.
I figured you'd want to eventually. What is it you want to know?
Do you think it's true? But he was simply crazy.
Towards the end, yes. He had certainly lost his sanity. But before that, I still don't know. I've said it before, but there's one part of me that likes to think he was a madman to begin with. And then there's the other voice that tells me that he was merely a visionary who had lost his way. But if there's one thing I know, it's that he was a leader. Whenever he spoke to us, it was electric. To this day, I've never seen someone with his charisma.
You sound almost nostalgic.
Nostalgic? No. It's just... I've never met someone with that energy. You have some of it, Tahar. I only started to realize that here. But most of it is still asleep.
This might sound strange, but... do you see any resemblance between him and me?
Interesting that you ask. Yes, there were moments where I could not help but notice that certain... something that strongly reminds me of your father.
Could you be a bit more specific?
Well, I think that the best way to describe it is a sort of look in your eyes. It's somehow distant, but at the same time driven and intense. And it can be both intimidating and charismatic. I believe that it's this energy that helped your father rally the noble houses and all these mages behind him. And ironic as it may be, it might help you with our cause too.
My father never told me how he grew up. Do you know anything about that?
About his childhood? I'm afraid not. He shared some fragments of his past with me, but probably no more than he shared with you.
Let's discuss something else. I'll be off.
Huh?
So, have we gotten past that I don't trust you thing? I want to know more about you.
Well, there isn't that much to know about me, Tahar. I'm a demonologist from Kalea, and I've been on the road for a couple of years now. That's it.
Wait, you're Kalean?
Yeah, and I know I don't have the accent, but that was a lot of training.
What made you come to Northander?
Long story, and I don't want to talk about it. Anything else, Tahar? If not, let me get back to my grimoire.
Can you tell me more about your craft? About demonology?
And why's that? Thinking about a career change?
It's certainly a powerful school of magic. I could see myself dabbling in it.
Well, the moment you start dabbling with it is the moment you enjoy a very painful death. There's a reason demonology is forbidden. Most people who mess with it die. But sure, if you have questions, ask.
Let's start with the basics. What's the core principle of demonology?
It's simple. You study demons and their powers, and bind them to your will. And thus you gain access to their powers. Take a devourer. Once you've studied and subdued her to your will, you can access her strength. And I'm not talking about merely summoning her. You can channel her powers.
How is that supposed to work? Channeling their powers.
Hard to describe. Just imagine that the demon becomes a part of you. You connect it with your magic, so to speak. And when needed, you can call on it to help you. It's not just the power that comes with it. It's also the feeling. Channeling the essence of a Zarek Nar, a tribe eater. It's a feeling that compares to nothing else in this world. You can't understand it till you've done it.
So in order to bind them, you need to beat them in battle, correct?
Well, it's a bit more complicated than that, but yeah. In a nutshell, that's it.
And I'm guessing that's what makes it so dangerous.
Among other things, yes. What can also happen is that your body simply can't handle a demon's unleashed essence. It can cause a brain rupture similar to what these masks the Purity use. And, to be honest, that happens to 8 out of 10 students of demonology. They subdue a demon, get excited, and let all their energy rush in at once. As a result, their brains explode like a watermelon hit with a warhammer.
So, why exactly is demonology forbidden?
Because it's dangerous. And because demonologists can be extremely powerful. More than some members of the ruling caste would like to see.
Is there a limit to how many demons you can bind?
No. If there were, I wouldn't still be traveling after all this time.
Interesting. Thanks for the insight.
Sure.
Yes, Corporal? How can I help?
Goodbye. Now would you...
Huh?
Can you tell me more about Kalea? What's it like there?
It's a pretty general question, Corporal.
What are Kaleans like, compared to Nortandians?
Huh. Good question. I don't spend that much time socializing, so I don't know if I can give you the answer to that. But all in all, Kaleans are a lot less stiff than you Nort folks. Kaleans like to sing, to dance, and to fuck. They do it a lot, sometimes at the same time. They admire philosophy and magic, and being good in either of those makes you the equivalent of a famous bard here in Greyfell. On the other hand, the people are two-faced. That's a lot better here in Nortander. You have your little intrigues, but you generally say what you mean, which Kaleans see as almost primitive.
Kalea is a city-state, isn't it? Like Everlight.
Yeah. Well, almost. When people say Kalea, they usually refer to the chain of islands in the Sea of Dreams, a couple of miles from Imperia. However, only the big one in the middle is really inhabited. And that one's pretty much just a massive city called Kalea. Nobody can remember the names of the other islands, not even the Kaleans themselves. But yeah, it's essentially a city-state. And even though Kalea is small, it's very powerful. You know, spices, sugar, sea jewels, all the kind of stuff a tropical paradise has to offer.
Rich as a Kalean, isn't that how they say?
Yeah, though that ignores the fact that there's thousands of Kaleans starving to death in the slums.
Do you happen to know if Kalea is affected by the Bloodburn too?
Don't think so, no. At least I haven't heard anything.
There's been a lot of tension between Nortander and Kalea during the Mage War. How is the situation now?
I haven't been back since, so I couldn't tell you. But according to the sailors, things have gotten better.
Never mind. I'll be going.
Yes? What is it?
Goodbye.